Look at these cute alpacas. Yeah, boy. In New Zealand, a lot of our recreational parks are used for grazing as well, grazing sheep and cows. So they have these nifty gates that the cows can't unsmart. These are not native ducks, but they're cute. The Extended Nature's Lovers edition today is in Abbey Caves. We find some limestone crags, we encounter some cows, and all the other things along the way. Let's go. Abbey Caves is a reserve that is 18 hectares of naturally sculpted limestone outcrops, bluffs, enclosed depressions, sinkholes, and 3 significant caves. And you can actually go caving in these caves. There's 3 caves at Abbey Caves that you could explore, but you need to be really safe because it's pretty dangerous. I'll go into all of that the next time I'm here. And I've done a little bit more research, but I can tell you I have been through 2 of them. So Nathaniel and Anne Clotworthy lived on this land in the 1800s. They had about 400 hectares, I think, sign said. And their house was built in within some of the cave, like all the limestone cliff faces, and it looked like an abbey, like, you know, a church abbey. And that is why this is called Abbey Caves. This is a podocarp hardwood forest, and like a lot of this area has some really big puriri trees. I can see totara, I can see the one that I need to learn its name. This is a new one for you all. This is manuka. Ooh, looking up, maybe it's kanuka. Kanuka and manuka, obviously very similar. Manuka has very sharp little leaves, and the kanuka is a little bit softer. The kanuka grows in Australia as well. It has a really rich sap honey that drips on your tent and artworks when you go and stay at A puriri with a lot of epiphytes. These were often called widow makers, because when the men were working in the gum fields, sometimes the epiphytes would get that last little bit of rot in through the branch, and the branch would fall on top of the gum diggers, and someone was made a widow. Okay, so we've come to what I think is the end of the gravel. This tree here is not a native tree, but it's super old, and it was very popular for pioneers too. I think they're Norfolk pines. Very common to see these around. I don't know if I've ever seen one quite this big though. Wow. Okay, so I haven't gone this way, so this is going to be exciting. I'm going to take off my shoes. Look, there's another one. Wow, these guys are so old. Who else loves Doc Martens, my favourite. Look, these ones have white soles. Oh yes, so good. You'll notice it's very wet. It's been pouring here. It's been raining for 24 hours. Luckily it stopped right at this minute. I sit upon this root as I untie my boot, for I am going to dance, and maybe even prance, on the grass and clay meadow that's just over there. It's going to be so much better because my feet are bare. So I'm going to be walking along this track that I have never been along, so that's going to be really exciting. And I'm going to leave my boots here because I know no one will steal them, if they ever found them. Yes. Oh no! Oh no! Okay, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it. We are on the other side of Parihaka, which is in that direction. So the mountain that you've been seeing in my videos is that way. And look, it was only gravel in that uncomfortable spot. So that's awesome. Wow, I have never seen this on a track before. It is an electric fence. So we don't touch any metal. Connect it back together. So the metal is conducting the electricity. Now, of course, if you're afraid of animals, I guess take that as a warning to you. So ordinarily, I would probably run around and play in this area, but not when there are cows in here. I'm just going to make my way slowly, following the Moen track that's here. And yeah, hopefully we'll just see the cow from a distance. If I was in trouble, I could slide underneath there, no worries, it's pretty high off the ground. Wow. Let me take you back a bit. And I saw the signpost which says site of the Clotworthy homestead. So this is where the farmhouse was. I feel like the cow pats are getting denser. It's climbing up a little hill here. And there's nothing really on this side, no. But there we go. I know that there are sinkholes. Yeah. Hard to say, but I definitely wouldn't risk going in there. There's all these cool rock formations. Here's another fun thing for those who have not done the farm experience. So I've not done this kind of thing with an electric fence before, but hey. So glad I'm doing this. I had to fight for myself today, against myself. I have a deadline that I want to do really well. Oh. Hi, friends. Okay. I'm just going to walk and talk. Walk kind of away from them, but they can see what I'm doing. They can see that I'm moving my way through. This guy's watching me. The others seem pretty happy. Hi, friends. Oh, aren't you cute? Cool. The brown one's gone back to itching his nose, so that's cool. Very good. Bye, everyone. Oh, they're just checking that I'm still moving. Very good. Cool. They've gone back to eating, so nothing to worry about here. Woo! Slippery. Man, I'm glad I left my shoes behind. This is epic. And not a lot of shade though, so you probably don't want to come here on a really hot day. I think move that much. So this is the kanuka, the one that I was pointing out before. Originally thought it was manuka. They have a very similar bark and trunk, but when you get to the end of the leaves, look, there's gentle and soft. They don't smell like the sap yet. A lot of my art installation smells like kanuka nectar. It's kind of lovely though. A lot of whangarei is made out of limestone, and when limestone is eroded by water, it makes these epic tunnels and passages. This is what slowly builds into stalagmites. Stalagmites might reach the top of the cage, and stalactites have to hold on tightly. These are very difficult to climb on in bare feet. I used to live in a place that had massive outcrops like this, which I will take you to, but you do need shoes because it's very sharp. You can see it's very sharp. Walking amongst all the cow hooves is an extra challenge for bare feet. Oh, this one's tight. Okay, I think I'm safe now, because I thought, because I'd gone through a second gate already, that I was safe, and then those cows took me by surprise. So clearly they don't want the cows going into that sacred area where that huge puriri tree is. There was actually a lot of bush in there, and the cows do eat, you know, the undergrowth of the forest. Gosh, it feels almost royal. Look at this. Ah yes, I thought I had spotted hawthorn in the distance. This is a tree from the UK called hawthorn, and in Americans probably have it too. It's one of my favourites of that type of forest, because hawthorns are the ones who bring their leaves on first, so it's the first greens that the animals of the forest have after a long hard winter. And then later on their berries are nutritious, and you can eat them and use them as a medicine, and Yeah, it's very cool. Keeps a lot of wildlife alive, but be careful because it has like these super sharp thorns, hence the name hawthorn. And this is what hedgerows are made out of in the UK and support a lot of wildlife. So hi little hawthorn, probably technically a weed, but part of our heritage for sure. I can hear water coming from over in this direction. We've coming up to the fenced native bush piece. Can't see any water, but man, sounds exciting. This truly is a delight. Oh my gosh, so much fun. Oh, that's a grey heron. Another stile to climb over. This one is not electrified. Oh look, there's actually a stile going into this forest. Now, because it's so late, it's going to be very dark in the forest, but we'll just go as safely as we can. Wow, this is truly magical. Oh look, I can see a little dirt track over there. Oh look, and there's the stream. So it's flowing away from the mountain. And then I imagine it's going underground over there. I'm definitely going to have to come back here. I have to do a part 2. I have climbed back over the fence and walking back around the other side of the loop now. Pointy that thing is. Go limestone. Look how dark it looks in there. Oh, scary. So it looks like we can access the caves from here. So there you go. I'm not going in there. It's just way too stinking dangerous for me right now. That's fine. I wanted to do this loop track because I have actually been down there, and I really wanted to just walk on grass today and enjoy the wet grass and squelch under my feet. Just met a very cool lady not from New Zealand, who's looking for glowworms to study their genetic makeup. So that's cool, because while I look like a hippie, I do actually have a master's in science. I ended up studying or majoring in geography and the human sciences of geography, but I did do a lot of my undergrad in biology, so I can have a relatively decent conversation about science. I also told her where you could find a more accessible place for glowworms. Look, here's another stile. I'll save that for another day. How inviting is that? I'm just picking some plantain, which is a weed that loves wet feet, and my rabbit loves it in her mouth. I take that back about it being a little bit too hot here in summer, with that bush down there to run around in, and then this beautiful shady spot for picnics. It's just perfect, isn't it? It just occurred to me that she can only study genetic material by killing the glowworms. Now, I don't know about you, but I quite like glowworms alive because then they glow. And I told her where to go to find some. So now I'm asking about the ethics. My trousers are getting very wet, but it's awesome. Don't kill too many glowworms. So I got to see the scientist again, and that was fantastic. Because there was something in our conversation that bugged me. She asked me if I was doing child-friendly cities stuff right now. A few years ago, I used to be the child-friendly city coordinator of Whangarei, and it was my task to work out ways that we could try and make Whangarei more child-friendly, child and youth-friendly. It went up to the age of 25. I was able to say that I was indeed working right now as a child-friendly city advocate, because I'm currently documenting all the barefoot tracks in Whangarei, because I believe that they're really important to preserve for our human development, and I'll go into that in a proper video at some point. And of course, I want to connect to nature too, and making it part of my self-care routine actually has been super awesome. So I also got to ask the scientist, or maybe tell the scientist, not to kill too many glowworms, and she said, oh no, not many, just a few. So that's good. So this last little bit is, it's a little painful. It's a little painful, gotta admit. Kinda like it. So we've reached the Norfolk pine again. This is now masochist stony. But the end is in sight, because my boots are just over there. Don't forget to connect into nature. Walk in bare feet if you can. And remember, we're part of this earth. The downside, I guess, to bare feet, but I just use the top of my sock to clean it off. She'll be right. All that jazz. home time.